This is an RPG-A-Day response from the Casting Shadows blog. It is finally August 1st, and RPG-A-Day has officially begun. Today we'll answer the first question, although it feels like I've been talking about RPG-A-Day for months, and I guess I have. Anyway, the first question is, dice apps, or Diceless? How do you roll? Well, it would be ridiculous of me to dissemble and say, well, you know, clearly with the posts that appear on the written and on the video blog, I'm in the dice camp. And this doesn't mean that I discard apps. I mean, when I first got into Android devices, when I first got my first Android tablet, the very first app that I went for was a dice app. And it wasn't available in Korea. At that particular time, anything that was listed as a game was automatically blocked in Korea until it received some kind of approval. And I remember writing to the designers. This was the very cool dice app that I still use called Dicebag. I wrote to them and said, hey, I can't get it in Korea and I'd like to. Is there any way that I can? And they took the steps necessary to make that possible. It was a long time ago now. And, you know, I used that app religiously during my very long 2-year play-by-email MechWarrior campaign, because I could program out everybody's different roles and all the different situations, and, you know, for different mechs and whatnot, and just automate that whole process. Considering how much I had to type, each turn took progressively longer and longer, so that was a godsend. Wouldn't have been very hard to sit here at my computer and roll D6s, but that app made it easier. With that expectation in mind, or that experience in mind, I fully expected that when I started playing Star Wars with 5 players in a coffee shop in public on a Sunday morning, and this has gone on for 2 years, I fully expected that it would be the Fantasy Flight Games dice app that we'd be using. It's only $5. There's no shipping fee to bring dice in. It sorts everything automatically. I mean, who wouldn't want that? And I did have a moment of trepidation when I realized that we would be using the dice app to play the Star Wars game, because one of the things that had interested me so much about the game was the dice. And I felt that if the app were sorting the rolls instantly, then the game master, me or whoever else, would have less time to consider all the aspects, and in fact wouldn't get to see how the roll had been shaped. They would just get the results at the end. So I was thinking, would the experience be as narrative? Would the experience be as interactive? Would we be leaning in over the phone or a tablet to see what the results were, or would we just be tacitly accepting a result from whoever did the rolling? Unlike with the dice, where we're passing them back and forth, we're building pools together and leaning in. Well, we didn't end up using the dice app. And anytime that I don't take the dice to the coffee shop and say, we're going to use the app today, for whatever reason, there is visible disappointment. Even after 2 years of play, there's something about the dice that everybody in the group likes, and I found that really interesting, because it means it's not just me. I'm not the only one who finds dice to have this strong appeal, this strong attraction. Everybody in my group liked having the dice, likes building the pool, and likes the time that it takes to sort through and see that narrative build from all of its little pieces. Find that interesting. Would that hold true if we were playing another game, if we were playing BRP and just rolling percentile dice and some other polyhedrals here and there for damage or whatnot? Would people care as much? I don't know. So I'm going to have to find out. Anyway, this is the first question for RPG-A-Day 2016, and my first answer. Tomorrow's question, come back, watch, answer it yourself, and definitely share. Autocratic's RPG-A-Day, brought to you this year by the RPG Brigade. To get the questions and see a list of video responses, check brigadecon.org. For a weekly recap, go to the RPG Brigade channel on YouTube.